Good day and salutations, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Togetherwerole.
Yay!
Completely professional idiots here.
Like we get paid. Please pay us.
You can pay us to stop. That would work.
We're gonna keep doing this until you start paying. And even if you start paying, we'll probably still do it. Probably, maybe.
To the awesome people out there that made our table, made our art, give us awesome miniatures to play with, thank you kindly. JD Arts, RPG Elements, and Green Mill. Thank you kindly. From the bottom of my heart. It's my heart. Apart from that, do we have anything else?
No, I think that's about it. Let's get on to another episode of
Togetherwerole!
Yes.
I cannot help but notice the world is not the same as when we all got started, and we know who's to blame. No turning back now to try to be insane. For what's beyond the veil, too vivid to explain. Faceless behemoths haunt my dreams, seeking to steal my sanity. I will not stand down, won't back away, as long as you're with me. Together we roll, I'll fight for you, will you fight for me? Together we roll, I'll protect you, just as long as you stand with me. Together we roll.
Welcome back, everyone. All right. So, in hopes to retry the new style of point of view of the world, so to speak, let's change.
Change the beat.
Let's change the beats.
I know
Can
this
you
song.
turn off the fan, Nathan? Kind. As we head back to the actions of the Silver Menagerie, passing through the shaking foundations of Vilmara as the hungering beast in the army of damnation is in the process of consuming Russia in its entirety.
Couldn't have happened to a nicer army.
I know, just
I know, right?
nice people.
No, stop.
At least
No.
from the external view. One of the three major powerhouses of the landmass of Ephren. Grand machinations are in play for many sides. Not just for the beast or the Vrosians magicians. The strange tone that was taken from a past companion, old, been returned, quote and end quote, deals of infernal arising corruptions and treaties of non-aggressions have been torn asunder. Rising to the fates... Oh, wait. Rising to... I don't know what I wrote there. Whatever. Moving on. Either way, the time of change is now, and those in power will cling to what they know, and only to what they know. Time that you, the Silver Menagerie, have cleverly found a path to buy more time for yourselves, to do what you see fit in completing your goals. More power, and to strike against a name that sits upon the whiteboard of doom.
Whiteboard of Doom?
Yeah. What else would you call it?
Fair enough.
You find yourselves in a grand hallway of dark marble, stained glass, and foreverly complicated religious etchings, scrollings, and tapestries adorning this hall fit for a megastructure, spanning hundreds of feet wide, hundreds of feet long in either directions, at least 70 plus feet tall, if not taller, with these overly grand religious gestures to a certain raven queen that you just finished a conversation with.
Good. I fit just fine. I'm still enlarged.
There's this
Still don't fit through.
stillness to the air, this yearning that seeps into your soul that makes it feel as if you desire to hush every sound that this place desires, wants. It makes you...
I was rolling my stealth check and I rolled terrible.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're kind of bleeding out right now. A silence...
I thought she healed you.
A silence repeatedly sliced through by the rather rowdy party folks several hundred feet down the hallway opposite to the library on the other side. This meeting with the Raven Queen gave you much to ponder. It gave you gifts, concerns, and a possible out that you did not take. And a certain gift that allows you to strike down powerful deities, powerful entities of past mortal kin that are not of just simple killing of the flesh. This information that sits now upon the shoulders and the cranium of a certain
Wedged firmly
against his will of a certain arrogant golden kobold. As this is currently taking effect upon you guys and gathering yourselves with the sound of Nicholas currently berating, rightfully berating, a childish attention wanting servant into the ground, you guys notice several things. The first thing that you notice, I'm going to refresh because I did write this like 3 months ago. Right.
No, last week, remember?
Yes, last
We
week.
just played
Yes,
yesterday.
totally. I just expanded upon it. The first thing that you realize, all the furniture, objects, structures, anything that was not stone, dirt, and the actual body, its structure itself. Even the corpses, materials, broken pieces of bodies, armors, and weapons. Exactly where they stood, but now they are no longer in the room that you were, and now stand in this immaculate hallway.
So all of signs of that combat were moved to here.
Correct. But the actual structure itself is not
Is
damaged.
my blood splatter still on the wall? And
Funny enough,
is
yes.
there a greasy spot about 30 feet out from here?
There would be, but it kind of just came into being 30 feet
In
on
midair.
that. Yeah, so it just
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought my eyes were bleeding.
The second thing you know,
Blood.
notice, especially for
That's
one
mine.
of higher passive perception. Unfortunately, Nicholas, you're currently preoccupied with
Nicholas?
what I say.
Nicholas?
I meant to say Nicholas.
You're Nicholas.
I'm
That's
Nicholas.
Nicholas.
My name is
And
Nicholas.
to be
Moore.
fair, my character has always had an implement that could bring powerful entities to their knees. It's just usually involved a lot of money.
moving on.
Moving on.
Which hole are we talking?
This is going to be an interesting subject when you bring it up with the trash.
Let's just say I wasn't the one paying.
Anyway, there's apart from that, so all the objects and things of value, along with several chests that have been spilled over that definitely have coins on the inside, but you've been so busy with various other things and stuff like that, you haven't really had the time to dive into the looting prospect of this game. Another thing is that you notice that there's a couple of tables that have intentionally been moved and placed on top of each other, and with your passive perception, Quinn's first out of anyone, because you have passive perception of Nutboy, is that you notice there's a couple of bodies. Specifically 2 bodies that were on X-Back during the start of combat. The 2 unconscious entities that were rescued from the music room.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about those two.
And putting 2 to 2 together, that's probably why Aranat was not part of the first round of combat. Because he took the people off of his back and brought them out of combat.
I'm going to go and check on those
It's
two individuals.
totally not because you forgot he was there.
Yes, we still need
Totally not. Totally not.
we need to find a place to rest. This is not a good place.
You know so much. Tell me, where should we rest?
Back in there. No, no, you go above that.
Well, we
It's
should
there.
rest a place that's... Shut up, right? I'm trying to talk right now.
Okay, you have how many potions in your bag?
This is fair. I'm going to utilize the home rule we've just instigated.
Yes, please do
To
so.
heal myself.
So out of combat, you drink the potion, you're able to take it in a way, and pretty much like sipping it.
By the way, once he finishes oozing, I'm gonna prestidigitate away all of the stains so that way no one is able to collect and utilize those things.
It
and
takes a little bit,
spellcasting
especially on
against
how
it.
much damage you took. It takes a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, we should find a place that has like a only one way in and out, so that way we can guard ourselves.
Right, where would that
Across the
be?
hallway. I was saying this.
Where
was
would it be, though?
a good
You know where we should go.
somewhere else.
That's why you're
not
talking.
Here, right?
Because you know where we should go.
We just got to
Yes.
teleport.
Where is it?
One of those ways. There's only two.
So you don't know.
I didn't say. I said this is not a good place to stay. That's all I said.
Seems fine to me.
So we should also gather up the treasure, because otherwise that's a gift for someone that we're then in
to be told that.
I figured you'd already Scrooge McDucked into one of the treasure chests.
Oh, please let that have been true. Like, I say that and there's just feet and a tail kicking up behind me.
No. What it is, you look over at this chest of gold, and then you realize that Vedic has wedged himself in it, and you're just looking at Vedic. There's no actual-
Oh!
I
I found a pair of golden orbs!
And a wand of power.
Wand of wondering.
It shoots out red.
I think Rod of Wonder.
No, you roll the dice.
Sometimes it's butterflies. In my
Oh man,
Other
that,
times there's a flag that pops out and says bang.
In the midst of this conversation,
that gemstone production has got to suck for you.
the various corpses that are on the floor that have fallen where they've fallen. Again, with those who are high enough passive perception. What is your passive perception, Ek?
I believe it's 18. Let me check.
I believe yours is high enough.
It is 18.
Nicholas is definitely high.
It is 18.
Okay, so
If mine's high enough, then his is.
I forget, yeah, because he had the boost and everything. Yeah. So Nicholas, Ek, Quinn, not Sparks,
No, I'm just
and
big.
definitely not.
Yeah, not paying attention.
Yeah, you're not paying attention. Y'all notice a familiar, ethereal-like silver thread. A little different hue than the ones that are connected to you guys, but familiar enough to understand its representation, that are currently hovering out over that. We're not there before, but now, over the slain corpses.
Do I know how to take them?
What are you doing?
What?
Did you
Do
just...
I know how to take the threads? Like,
Make a religion or arcana
I
check.
was
Your
just gonna
choice.
cut them.
I mean, that is likely what.
What type of dagger are you using?
Silver?
Do you have a silver
I
dagger?
do. I have a silver and a cold iron dagger.
Where did you get the cold iron dagger? Or did you just start it with that?
I bought them at start.
Oh, okay.
I came in with those.
Got it.
Smart.
So we'll get to that in a moment.
16.
Put it side by side.
16?
Doesn't work.
And take your pick, because they're both +1.
Yeah. 16. You know a couple of methods that are a little ritualistic, but as soon as you start pondering on various ways to do it, that's definitely going to take several hours to complete. Involving cold iron, liquid silver, which is also known as mercury, and a spell that it's going to take a bit to do. You notice that Quinn goes over and immediately takes which dagger?
I said silver.
Silver. Make a general dex check.
Dex check. Not saving throw. Dex check is 18.
18. You grab it with your fingers, and it almost goes through your fingers, but as you realize that the flesh itself doesn't touch. But you kind of put it together. It's like, oh no, it's the flow of the soul energy inside of you that's actually touching it. And if you move too fast, it's going to go through it. So you kind of daintily move it around, bring it up, try to cut it. The silver does nothing. It just passes straight through. And usually, as you begin to move on to the next process, you notice that the one that he's over, a silvery, bluish tint, slightly transparent form begins to rise up from the body.
Okay.
As you see
I'm going to go back one step just as part of my initial. Is there any way that I know of for, like, siphoning memory off of it or leveraging, with my whole history of
with a 16, as you're seeing this is happening, you know exactly what is happening.
Okay.
This is a mortal that has died in the domain of the transfer of death. It's a soul leaving the mortal coils and beginning to transfer to wherever they need to go.
Right. But what I'm asking is, do I know how to shove it in a rock and keep it the way that I
And
know
we're
how
gonna
to
cut
do it?
it.
Oh yeah, you have a certain
Butterfly,
lantern
here,
that
try
can
it.
definitely.
Okay. So this is gonna be weird, and just go with it. And I pull out a lantern, and it should like absorb energy and form into probably a really, really large globe in comparison to what anyone else has seen inside of the lantern. I'm probably really familiar with it.
Yes,
But-
and during this transference, and you start to notice not just one form, but certain motes of light around a singular body mass, if you were to call it that, as you go over to collect a few of these orbs, more than you can actually
It was
collect
actually
in a
three
single.
halflings in a trench coat.
As these various bits of memory start to fragment off the mortal shell, essentially, and you take what you can for this one orc, as you notice that the other bodies are doing the exact same thing, one by one.
Okay.
And you know,
So, which ones I'm looking for, and you can tell me what I find and whatever. But I'm looking for moments of betrayal from partners or peers, and I'm looking for moments of significant grief.
make a general charisma check. Because this is
Oh,
not
no,
intelligence
I'm so
of like
bad.
arcana, this is intelligence of knowing how to manipulate people.
This is recognizing.
Do you want to tell
No.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah,
the this, is the
like being a
lantern that-
mental, like, you know how people
This is
tick.
literally what her and I do.
So I add my charisma thing, and then since it's a 20, do I add the +5?
Yes,
Okay, so that becomes like a 31.
31.
Wow.
You've seen this many times. Well, it is a rare occurrence, but for you, I mean,
Wait. Watching people die in the Shadowfell, she's seen this many times.
yes,
No.
but-
I work in a factory where they come in pre-dead.
No.
yeah, so it's not a common occurrence. Like you still get a lot.
As a sorceress. You don't have to soul store bottle of
You never pulled a shift on the other side of the door where you're just whacking the guys with the mallet?
No, the conveyor belt
This
comes
one-
in, I do stuff.
This one's mostly dead. Whack.
Come back.
So enough, very much like Metamice, the movie.
Is the lantern that you're using the one that you normally sit down and stare at?
Meditate with, yeah.
Meditate with? All right.
But instead of meditating on it, she's physically grabbing it and placing it into the actual lantern
Yes.
itself. You know exactly where to go and looking for the various hues of emotion that are going through. Seeing that happen,
I steal the memory of seeing King Ralph for the first time.
do you have a way to?
what?
Do you have a way to put it in a catalyst of some sort?
I still have some rock candy.
Right. So as you try to bat it out of the way, it kind of like forms, and you're kind of just playing with it like Play-Doh as you go back and forth.
Oh, I have a gem with an elemental in it.
Oh, that's gonna go great.
Let's give an elemental an emotion.
They are already volatile. No.
I don't think he's saying that out loud, and I'm also pretty sure he's not taking questions from the audience.
You take the various forms that you desire. You get the betrayal very easily. Very
I
powerful.
am actually
on
trying
this
to
one.
I'm trying to examine it. I'm not actually trying to absorb it or control it. I'm just trying to examine it and understand it. Because this is something completely new to me.
Oh yeah, and
So,
Oh, if you're just trying to view it?
yeah.
Okay, well, after you bat it around for a little bit, I notice what he's doing, and I pull out, like, a crystal from, my lab, essentially. And I'm like, here, just look at it through this.
and as soon as you take the crystal, it's currently like a dull purplish hue, but as soon as you tap it on the various emotion states that you have, it immediately gets ciphered in, and you start to see movement of images on the inside.
Like watching someone else's memory.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But only from like a shattered piece of glass view,
Yeah.
looking up to the eye.
Like, little weird television. You can, typically you get a small range of motion with it because it's, from the perspective of the person.
I'm looking for the dullest gray motes of light, specifically the mechanical and the mathematical. I want their memories of just how to get around in this place.
Make an investigation check or make a charisma.
If you say charisma, that's what I'm going
make
to roll.
a straight up charisma check.
Natural 1.
Natural one.
So,
You know, this
one.
is a lot to take in. You just met someone of great power. You never really, but after going through like,
And she was kind of chill. Like,
Yeah.
that was weird.
you're currently processing just like this is cool.
Like I was
yeah.
trying to gather like information,
Yeah.
not emotion, and just completely failed.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a lot to take in. This is bringing up the
I got distracted
mortal
by the
side
memory
of
watching
death.
King Ralph.
and the transition of it and like what's going to happen and everything. And the funny thing is, as you're doing what you're doing and you're starting to digest a certain powerful emotion of betrayal and being shoved into a immortal construct as a prison of the flesh. Before you're able to process that, and as you're doing that, you're as you see a ghost version of a nude orc just sit up.
It's not the Orc King, is it?
No, just the one that you guys were hovering over, actually.
Oh, whew.
And you look around and you notice second, third, fourth one have already started to stand up with various motes of light that have been shedding off of them and gently throwing down the hallway towards the main door.
Time to
down.
grab everything shiny that's not nailed down, Vedic included, and get out of here.
And you start to hear crowing from ravens. And you notice there's lips of perches at the very tips, not very tips, but high above in the hallway that are naturally hidden from the various statues, structures, and artwork that have been meticulously placed on here in a religious ceremony of putting up this hallway meant for a megastructure. And you notice 1, 7, 10 ravens that have started to fly down one by one, perching on, near, or next
I'm picturing
to.
that scene from Ghost where the dark shadows drag the guy's spirit into the underworld.
Not quite. This one's a little bit more
Not quite
subtle
dark.
and
Not quite
relaxed.
dark, yes.
Who did the shoving of the guy into the construct?
With a natural 20, the Orc King.
My king?
No,
I don't have it.
Orc.
The Orc
Okay.
King, their boss. This one is particularly angry, but
Okay.
as soon as you take it and remove it, his aggressive states that almost went more exaggerated, beast-like extremities suddenly relax in, and his face goes. What happened?
Keep going.
Okay.
You. Shiny. Focus from the shiny.
We need to
And
recover
it-
some of those
so-
javelin things.
Does it vary by
Get an idea.
mortal species how you react to grief? Like, do some get angry
So
instead
I've
of
got this plan.
sad?
Not all of them experience grief.
And as you say that, one of the now
And I've got my notebook out, and like it's
Yeah.
Nick was 1.0 all of a sudden.
with the one that you removed that aggression from his memories entirely, with a now almost dumbfounded expression of why was I angry? Trying to like search in his face. Another orc that has completely shed from his mortal shoes has walked over unnoticed by you as he makes no sound and just walks past you, grabs the arm, and in almost like an echoing orcish voice, stand up, brother. It's time to go home. And pulls him out completely of his mortal shell. As the various ravens are now seemingly whispering in various ears that they have, talking to them.
As they go, thank you, and because that was
I'm
valuable
not
information.
interfering
So,
in any of this.
what were you going to say to me?
I have this idea involving those harpoon chain things. I'm wondering if I could just anchor the chains to you, and then I'll stick them into other people, and then you can reel them in at your leisure.
And then he turns into a Blastoise.
I'm envisioning this. I'm an anchor, and these things change with like floating orbs on.
Well, no, it's like, well, if it was a flying creature, of course that would work, but just imagine if none of your enemies could get away. You just reel them back in with these
Various
chains.
glass panes of the colored.
Might have an idea.
Have you looted the bodies yet?
I am actively
I'm
moving.
The bodies are still on the floor. They haven't moved. It's just souls have started to
Right.
leave.
Looting,
And
looting,
the
looting,
various
looting,
glass
like a
stained
big ring on your belt.
parts in this hallway shatter immediately and make small little stepping stones as you see 1, 2, 3 of them begin walking off into forever night starry skies with their tethers seemingly guiding the path.
I wonder what path we'll ultimately walk.
Our own.
Well,
And
that's-
then a familiar, angry
I'm
I'm going to
sounding,
become a star.
orcish voice that most of you do not understand orc, and so you just hear,
I know where I understand it.
and you turn around immediately, and you see the Orc King
Oh,
standing up out of his mortal coil as well, with the phrase translating, "Do you believe death to be the end of your servitude? Return to your command!"
she's not saying it to me. He's saying it to all his others.
To all the other orcs that are trying to move on.
But like, we can see him yelling in Orcish,
Yes.
right?
So you understand them.
I just hear
Groovy.
someone yelling.
Alright.
Orcish.
The Orc King is not ready to give up his
Hold
command.
on. Before thing, she knows stuff that I don't. Give me a second.
Yep.
Um,
And I'm doing some rolls
don't
for
really have
leadership
any
checks, essentially.
Cold iron.
Does that make a difference?
I'm
I don't know.
good. I need him to
I
make a
assume so.
wisdom saving throw,
Sure, it's
and
okay.
I'm going to say, "Let them go," and cast suggestion.
Okay. And this is a wisdom saving throw?
Yep.
Okay. (18 plus 3). That's going to be a 21.
Okay. I waste the spell. Oh.
As you suggest that to him, he doesn't even make eye contact. As he tries to bead down with his surprisingly dark eyes that seem to be flowing a little bit of a dark energy from it. Still transparent, completely new, but has no, like reproductive organs, stuff like that.
Question from her, or question from me, because she would know. Where do spirits get banished to from here?
Make a religion check. Or a history check.
She would know.
Well, this is like how detailed I'm going to
Spirit
get.
in the
Okay?
sky.
It's a modified.
There, I thought you were trying to.
Modified 20?
I fell
Okay.
into a burning ring of fire.
I'm not going to hold back. Because
Lay me to rest,
So,
I'm going
the Raven
to
Queen-
place that's the best. I'm going to inspire all of those ghosts to shake off their yoke and escape.
roll a persuasion check at disadvantage because I don't know your language.
Yes, they do. I've never used this. A number of creatures equal to my level will understand me.
Shit, you have that, yeah.
I've never used it yet.
Make a persuasion
she
check.
always knows every language.
I'm gonna hold on to that persuasion check. I'm gonna give her information. Okay. So, the Raven Queen, the Raven of Death,
Yep.
the Raven of Mystique. The Raven is not the Raven. The Raven is not of a person that actually is the one in control of death, but in the transition sequence. So wherever they need to go, whatever deals they made, whatever deities they pray to, wherever they need to go because of how bad they were, that is where they get transitioned to. So it can be pretty much anywhere. But she is the one that makes sure that they get there. She's essentially a giant transportation system.
Cool. But they definitely don't belong here.
No. And based off the various ravens that are whispering to them, they are being shepherded to where they need to go.
Okay. I'm gonna let his thing happen before I do anything.
Yes. And with your
31.
Jesus Christ, you see a couple of orcs begin to look towards and immediately have that indoctrinated yes master soldier mentality, follow orders, and then as you begin to cut through the ice,
I
essentially.
specifically said I was using my instrument when I did that, so I actually had 5 to that.
And I was over here using
He's
beat
using
on my
the help
chest.
action.
I was doing this, doing some rhythm beats on my chest.
Yeah, after 30, you don't really help, but you're just, you're part of the background.
I do like I always do. I think I'm helping.
Yes. And
And I appreciate your assistance.
I'm helping too.
if I can explain.
Yeah.
If I can explain.
Yeah.
Cutting through the ice, there was a couple that immediately just moved on and just started walking into the ever expanse of the horizon, essentially, up and out through the walls, following the trails that have been placed by the ravens that are guiding them. And there's a couple others that were falling in line, and one that seemed to be particularly pissed off at this guy. And with you playing, they one of them, the guy that was particularly angry, looks at Ek. show.
I'm all, I've got rhythm.
And immediately,
got rhythm.
one by one, separate entirely, as the Orc King continually, desperately, where are you going? You serve me, you serve the clown, you serve the strongest! And as he takes a few steps forward, as he almost like he's about to grab something, suddenly his foot stops, and he looks down and you notice there's a dark hand on his foot.
So the Orc King went down to the shadow fell because
And he starts to struggle and fight and rip a couple off. He gets one foot out and more hands as he takes a knee entirely as he starts to scream out, what is this dark magic?
I want to get down in his face and just very, very quietly, in like an incredibly precise, clipped Orcish. Like, this is not how Orcish sounds. This sounds fucking weird to everybody. But
It's like swearing in French.
yeah. And I'm just like, I would show you your worst fears, but they're already reality. You shall dissipate, and you shall have no one to command. Your crown is as worthless as you are, and your spirit is nothing.
As the multiple hand, make an intimidation check with advantage.
That is, what do I add to intimidation? That's the high one, so that's 26.
26. As a few moments pass by as the translation is happening, because you're talking much different Orcish than he is, but he has to think about what you're saying and stuff like that. There's a click as this intensity of his eyes turns from a battle commander, a king at his disposal that has many subjects that die daily. Who cares about his pawns? That goes from aggression to, you're dying. This will never happen. I've made sure of it. And more hand as a almost dark abyssal like pit opens up behind him as various chain hooks. And he grabs onto whatever he can, trying to grab onto you, but passing through you as if you're not there. As he continues to scream and yell as more hands of almost dark, mummified, humanoid-like huts of creatures start to pile on Pata's back, pulling onto his chains as you notice deep into this pit of just smelling of meat that has gone bad 100 years ago, upon layers upon layers upon layers of this abyssal, almost sucking sound. At the end of the chain, you notice a snake-like entity, large creature, about maybe 20 feet in length, of a humanoid female top part of where the snake head would be, with 6 arms, pulling it in and speaking in a guttural, deep tone, pulling in this orcish individual in, as he grabs on each side, trying to fight back, but he's going to do it at disadvantage because of your intimidation check.
Sure. And as this is happening,
Coin,
what control do you think you have? You're merely mortal.
coin,
Make another intimidation check.
coin, coin,
See if he's got anything else to say before he's gone.
coin.
I'm not listening to you in 24.
Coin.
As he's holding himself in the pit before he's being shoved into this abyss. And those with passive religion and passive history, especially with Vedic here,
I mean, I don't know shit, so.
actually, everyone make a collective history religion check.
Can I abstain so they can do better?
Sure.
Okay. I don't know anything.
One or the other?
14.
One or the
It ain't gonna help me.
What are we rolling?
a history or religion.
14.
All right. 3.
Yeah,
This
is some
is why I
crazy.
abstain.
This is some crazy ass shit. Maybe you're thinking like, is that gonna happen when I die? What the?
I'm wondering whether or not this happens on the streets. We just get to see it here,
23.
like up in
23?
the real
Also
place,
23.
real world.
23.
This happen all
With
the
both
time.
of you combined, yeah, this guy's going into the demon realm. This is going into the.
I figured out.
Have fun being a slug in a
From
pit
your
for a couple
description-
100 years.
From your description, Kevin the player went, "Oh, a Marilith. He's going to the abyss."
I love you for that.
But Quinn the bard went, "Oh, a Marilith. He's going to the abyss."
Demon or
I'm
devil?
glad I'm not you.
These are the opposite of devils.
Yeah.
It's the people
and
that
I'm,
do not
playing him
love-
off.
I mean, they're not
with my,
opposite,
with my
but yeah.
banjo.
They're in that place, essentially. And as he's listening to Nicholas,
I quickly
you
feed him a
making
good
this-
berry, go, "Yeah, and fuck you too," and then stab him in the throat.
Make an attack roll with advantage.
But wait, you can't attack the spirit.
Why not?
I thought
28.
he was reaching through you. So.
Which dagger?
With my the dagger I had in my hand. It was the silver one.
So silver one,
Yeah.
and yes, it does. It doesn't do as much damage as you might think, and
I
it
just
doesn't
wanted
really
to bring
actually
him back
hurt
just
him.
enough to swear at him and kill him
But
again.
you can see that it definitely, he felt it.
Yeah.
And he is like, as you step in the neck, he actually brings up one of his hands and is releasing one side of it as if he's like, ah! As he's like preparing to start releasing it out. And suddenly,
Like you fell for it.
yeah, he felt it. And
Anybody else imagining a flushing sound?
as the chains pulling in and you see multiple forms start rushing towards him as if the very floor itself is starting to greet a new descent to
Put the
different
pineapple up his
hell.
butt sideways.
As the hands knit themselves back in, closing up the portal entirely. The echoes of pain dissipated as the rest.
So be
Camera
good.
pane goes up, and Fedek's still looking over, see Nicholas's hand reach over and grab and pull him up.
No dying.
Coin.
So
Coin.
be good. Be good.
Don't
be
know
good
what's
boys
going
and
on.
girls.
Looting.
The whole time he's like, I'm there. There's money.
Coins.
She's yelling in Orcish.
Screams of the
He's
dams.
still-
This has actually been. I wonder if this actually is things that happen in the in our material plane. We just don't get to see them.
They absolutely do.
What happens when I die?
100% of the time, they absolutely do. Though sometimes, if you're a good little turtle, you get drawn up into the heavens. There
I
you
was
get the
going to roll
reward.
insight, but now I understand.
You know what? You remember they're still wearing pink fedoras for this entire mission because they
yeah.
cannot beat my deception. So I can convince them anything.
Sure.
Now are you saying this in right now?
Yes.
It won't stop. It's gonna matter.
Do you guys hear this?
I can convince these idiots of absolutely anything. No, I'm not talking about you two.
Roll a disadvantage.
Okay, I cannot roll less than 10. So 10 plus 17 is 27.
I can roll a natural 20 and maybe get it.
No, you can't.
Roll
I
with
have
advantage.
to roll the
I
1.
just rolled a natural 20.
I have to roll the 1.
Do the math.
Do the math.
What's your insight?
I'm gonna say
Insight plus 0 plus 5 plus 20.
25.
25. 27.
so.
No, I'm not talking about you.
Now hold on.
I can't.
Deception and
yeah.
the rolls can do one thing.
I know.
But blatantly saying things, I mean, they're not stupid. I mean, they're not like.
I mean,
They're not of great intelligence, but they're not like, a child stupid, alright? They're not retarded. So, it is up to
that's
you.
not okay.
Or not. It's not like I'm intelligence of 3 or anything.
No, I know.
I'm not normal intelligence. So
He's not a horse.
So, it is up to you on how you want to react.
Just kind of look at the pink fedora.
doesn't even come in my size.
Coin.
But it does
Coin.
look good on you.
Coin. Oh, I forgot I'm still 17 feet tall.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Coin. Coin.
Like, you can't pick it up.
Accidentally
You
get the
got
whole
a couple of
body.
swords that you're using as chopsticks.
It is like pick up grains of sand.
I'm just a clown.
Sweep him into a chest so I can dump it into the bag of holding.
Yes.
How do you
But that's not a bad
smaller?
thing. Everyone loves a clown.
I drink a potion.
There's a whole song
Had
about
it happened
sending in
before?
clowns.
I don't know
Would
how long
I
it
play it
works.
for you?
Does it like
Because
time out?
the answer's not really. I think we might be taking a long rest in this.
I got the potion here. You can read the potion
We're
if
in
you
a
want.
hallway. We need to get out
You're
of
in
the
a hallway.
hallway.
It's a mega
Seven
structure.
feet
17 feet
It's
tall.
a mega structure hallway, though.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
70-foot
It-
ceiling.
It's at least 70 foot,
It's
foot
like
tall,
it's
if not
like the
taller.
main.
Right, but
Chamber.
is the door out? That's my question.
Well, we can at least go that way.
The strange thing is, even though it's 70 feet tall for you guys, even for you, where someone is 17 feet tall, it still looks 70 plus feet tall.
It's a long damn ways.
It looks like my perspective hasn't changed, and if I was my same height, it'd be 70 feet.
Yes.
It's
It
a
is-
perspective thing.
Yeah.
You feel dwarfed by the massivity of this chamber.
Quinn,
Suddenly you grow a beard.
you kind of turn around in the midst of this conversation. One of the ghosts is still standing behind you, and it kind of makes you jump a little bit because this guy, it makes no sound.
Yeah.
And he starts to speak in Orcish, but you can currently.
I can currently understand that, yes.
He can currently understand you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but it's up to you if you want to make him understand.
Yeah.
And he begins to speak in Orcish, but I'll translate for Ed because he's nearby.
I mean, I'm staring at whatever's talking, so I can also relay.
It was not my choice to follow this butcher. I thank you for giving me my death that I desired. And he puts out his hand. Doesn't really, as he tries to grab,
there's nothing in the grip kind of thing.
he just shadows it so that it looks like it touched,
Yeah.
and he just nods, and then begins to walk his path.
Find your rest, worthwhile opponent.
As the glass panes that have shattered to begin these paths begin to sew themselves back up. The loot is still here.
Coin.
So not only can I kill people, but I can do so in a way that makes me thank them for it. That's how good my diplomacy is. Wasn't it Eisenhower said diplomacy is telling people to go to hell in a way that makes them look forward to the trip?
All right, looting in general. What do we got?
Okay, so I'm just going to start reading out because with the various investigations, actually, you know what? Everyone roll an investigation. Sparks at disadvantage because it's a
I
grain of
blew my
rice.
natural 20 now.
I'm looking at grains of rice.
Yes,
That's a nat 1.
that's one. Yeah, you think it's shiny, so it's
You feel
probably
terrible today.
It's shiny, it goes in the bag. It's shiny, it goes in the bag.
Yeah.
Put the cobalt down. It's shiny, it goes in the bag.
19.
I'm following
19.
you.
All right,
26. Fine.
26,
22.
22, and just to show that yes, it is a Miralith. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
6.
So bravo in terms of like.
But I didn't say it
I know
until after I succeeded on the skill check to know what it was.
it's good. I'm just happy that you knew what it
said
was.
it.
All right,
I said yeah.
You said,
Just,
oh, Maryland.
just read it off.
So
No, I didn't say it like.
Ah, yes.
of the various bodies, chests, and furniture, and 2 unconscious bodies that are currently underneath the table, along with a currently placed on the floor, reverse bowing Veridat.
Veridat?
Aeronat.
I am so sorry.
Fine.
Veridats?
It's not even the right
He's in
letters.
trouble right
He's
now.
a Pokemon. He evolved.
Aeronat turned to Veridat.
You got 2 more
Turned
tentacles.
to Hyperdat.
Yeah, you can only say Veridat all the time now.
What's the Pokemon that evolves at 0 friendship? Because that's where he's at.
I think that was the fish.
Magikarp?
No.
No,
Right.
Magikarp evolved like.
And we digress.
Friendship was the thing that was introduced way later, anyway.
Got it. All right, so the first thing you realize, because, you know, Vedic, you're Vedic, is the coins. So these coins are from a dead empire. You recognize these because you're previous and like, oh, I know this, and you've been there and stuff like that. You've seen these before, but not for a long time. First of all,
You once knew a girl of that empire.
of these triangle-shaped, almost like shield-like stamps that are known as shields and blades, they're of the raw material of whatever they are: copper, silver, gold, platinum, and even electrum. It's definitely a dead empire's money. But there's also something called blades that are on the actual shield itself, which makes different parts of like making it even more pricey or less pricey
Like a
depending on
denomination.
exactly.
Like you might have a gold piece that's stamped 50, so it's 50 gold for that one gold piece. Kind of
So
thing.
it's actually a surprisingly advanced money system, especially for an orc race. That, well, you know, anyone that hasn't seen them before, were a barbaric tribe of savage warriors. Back then, there were a lot of orcish mathematicians.
They could count to 3.
Damn it! Now I'm glad that I'm mad that I couldn't steal their memories of mathematics.
Yeah, so it's actually more advanced with than the current money system in play.
Okay.
So historically, it could be worth a lot more if you find the right buyer. But in terms of raw physical resources, there's 2,000 copper pieces, 4,000 silver pieces, 1,500 electrum,
Wow. Wow.
10,000 gold pieces, and 860 platinum.
So
Remember, this was an orc, and as you're putting it up and figuring out, why does he have all this money? He was a king destroying his own system of government. So the only thing that he could use in terms of enforcing power is to make sure that he's the one paying people.
You've heard of the golden rule, haven't you?
He introduced, whoever has the gold makes the rules. He introduced math to everyday transactions. That's the best way to destroy your civilization.
No, that was his
What happens when
predecessor.
he introduced sales tax in Oregon? Holy shit.
So the question is, should we just take the gold and the silver? I guess we could put it. It's a lot of weight. Should we put it just?
Bag of holding full of coins. Shove, 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 shove.
She's the coin keeper.
And it's not just all
I
in one
want some of
place.
those
It's in a
harpoons.
chest, it's on bodies, and on
Well, yeah, leave
empire
it in the
itself.
chest and shove the whole chest into the bag.
I would like the money to just be in the bag. Because that way I can do the thing where I reach in and know what I'm reaching
to a
for.
bag of holding?
Otherwise, I have to reach into and know that there's stuff in the. Because that's the whole thing with the bag of holding is you have to know what.
I thought it was a volume limit.
Volume of weight. I don't know. Keep shoving. We'll
I think
find
he's
out.
actually correct. I think it is a volume limit, not a weight limit.
There's a weight limit.
Oh, there.
And there's both weight limit and volume limit.
Okay.
Well, keep shoving and we'll find out.
So it breaks and starts leaking out into the astral plane.
I tend not to worry about that kind of stuff when it comes to coins. But if you start to shove like a bunch of water in it so that you can flood areas, then I'm gonna start
I do want to get 2 of those chain harpoon things.
easy enough.
Wait, he's reading us off the list.
Right.
Just
Yeah. Now, funny enough, as you go to the chain harpoons,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna write
the
that
only
down.
thing about them harpoons is that, and all of the magic that you find on these weapons, by the way, the harpoons, the swords, and even the fists of the actual armor construct that use the flesh as a catalyst, is of runic magic. No longer powered, as the person that was the runic master has died because it was connected to his soul. Now it's somewhere else. So it's not active for the most part. But the harpoons themselves, the chain not so much. The chain, unfortunately, depowered due to the construct depowering. Is just a magical weapon in terms of a bypass resistances and immunities due to not being a magical weapon. So the harpoons are pretty simple. The swords, these orcish royal guard swords, again, historic value. If you find a person to sell it to, they're worth a lot more than what they are now. They are +2 weapons. They were 6 guards, so that's 6 + 2 weapons.
Wow.
That does crits on anything of 19 and a 20.
Are they single-handed?
What's
They are long swords. So they can be, but they're not finesse weapons.
So they're adamantium.
They're not adamantine. They're runic blades.
6 + 2 Royal Guard swords.
Yes.
Can I keep one of these?
There's 6 of them. I think you can have them.
I'm writing it all down. We will divvy it all
No,
up.
I'm saying this in character at this moment. Like, I'm picking up this sword going, like, I have a rapier that is not even magical. Like, I'm, like, looking at this thing and just kind of, like, casually cut it through a piece of furniture. Like, can I keep one of these?
That was my leg.
Not a piece of furniture.
It looks dope. It's like a table leg.
It's metal now, covered in a boot.
On the guards, since we're on the guards as well, Vedek, you can find this first. As you haven't really found anything in terms of magical anything, in terms of scrolls and stuff like that, and you start to look down at these rocks. Now, parts of the building and debris and stuff like that didn't transport with you guys. So the first thing in your head is like, rocks. And you pick up this stone, about fist sized, that has a bunch of runes on it. Go and roll Arcana check real quick.
Fist size for him or fist size for an orc? Because those are 2 very wildly different fists.
Fist? Well,
Oh,
okay.
yes, it's
I
either
should
this
say
or
a
this,
kobold's fist.
Okay.
They're tiny. They're about
So
this
golf
big.
ball size.
Yeah.
It's a stone.
26.
26? Makes sense. You know a lot of history. You know a lot of civilizations. You are history. This is the equivalent of a orcish rune magic spell scroll. It is known as a rune stone. And it's specifically dispel magic and counterspell for the guards. So there's 3 dispel magic rune stones and 3 counterspell rune stones. On the king, there's contingency, Fire Shield,
Oof. Glad that didn't go off.
and Flesh to Stone. And these are all runic stones. Essentially the orcish equivalent of spell scrolls.
Nice.
So you can definitely use them, especially with that Arcana roll. And it's just like, oh, cool.
I'll take some of those counter spells.
Is his crown then?
Just pass those counter spells around.
He doesn't wear a crown,
everyone in the party
but he
can have
does
crowns.
wear
Counter,
a
counter
necklace.
spells.
Okay.
I'm waiting for the one time where we have like 6
I'm
counter
going
spells go off at the same
to,
time.
whether this results in cursing or whatever else, it'll go in your inventory. But what's going to happen right now is I'm going to take his necklace, I'm going to throw it on, and I'm going to go, hey, look, I'm dressed like a petty tyrant.
As she throws a cursed item on her shoulders.
You automatically-
There, and the contingency goes off.
And being one of the people that slew him, as soon as you put it on, there's a almost like rhythm as it settles on your body.
Oh, sorry. Went down the wrong pipe.
Don't even think about that.
Oh, and he had a card for that, didn't he?
Yes.
All right, we've got some rune stones, we've got some magic swords, we've got a bunch of coins.
What else?
Probably had some fancy armor that no one.
Yeah,
everybody
his
can wear.
armor looks very magical as well. Roll Arcana.
Maybe it's an upgrade to my armor.
Can you wear armor?
I am armor.
I know, but you
Yes.
can't wear armor.
I can.
18 alone.
18?
That was a very bad roll for me.
Yeah, his armor is definitely magical. It's a little,
the two were
worse to
15.
wear, but you can definitely take it off when you so desire.
Yeah, sure.
I thought the thing was worth
I'm fine with this going to whoever else, but there's something like, as I have developed this understanding of what it is, I would like to reach in his mouth and yank out a tooth and affix it onto it based on the whole, like, what it is. Yeah.
It takes you a little bit because it is,
Right.
yeah.
It's an orc,
So as you're like, you see
She's
that.
pulling on him, Vedic walks over, hands you pliers, I do this all the time.
Since you're over the body, roll an perception check, Nicholas.
Okay. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
He's not
I don't
wearing
like
any loincloth.
ones. 16 plus
Sorry, I was
22.
about to
22.
take an ear for my neck.
So you see the golden kobold as he passes you the pliers, and you begin your work. He begins to touch the armor, and you notice several runes start to pop up, and your hair starts to lift up, as almost like there's an electrical discharge in the air, and your heart skips a beat, and your entire body's telling you to run. Vedic doesn't really notice. He's continuing like,
Give Aurora.
Take your hand off of that. Does it go away?
It goes away.
Do it again.
Your hair starts to pick up, your heart skips a beat, and you start to get almost like nervous sweats.
Take it off. So, this could be really fun. It's like my pipes. It makes you really scared.
I don't feel anything.
Look at my hair. And I'm getting
Do
anxious.
something different with your hair.
Look at it float.
Oh!
And I'm getting anxious. Like it's the thing that makes
Can
you
I
run
roll
away.
it?
So it's like his coffee.
Well, something. 29.
29.
Makes you anxious.
You know, I was gonna give this
She's
to
not
him.
far off in terms of being frightened, but this is being frightened to a biological level.
Okay.
With a 29, yeah, there is some sort of runic magical contingencies placed on this that is most likely going to try to disintegrate any Fae or any other things that will be placed on it if forcibly removed.
So basically, we can't take its armor.
There, you don't know what type of contingency is placed onto it. With a 29, I will give you this. If it's taken off, you don't know why it can't be taken off, but most likely if he does not willingly give it to another, it will detonate, who knows how big, destroying the armor and attempting to destroy any Fae, fiends, or celestials.
Okay, I do want to.
Okay, so we tie a
Dispel
string
magic.
around the head, right? And we throw it at the Tarask, and then yoink the body out of the armor.
I mean, it's a definite...
Oh, no.
He is
When
definitely
we go
a time
back
bomb, yeah.
through the portal, back through the time portal that brought us here, we're going to be faced with a shadow beholder who is a collector. Look what we brought you!
But I like Labby Quicks.
Fine.
Labby Quicks is nice. Although he's really scary.
Terrible at Archer.
Yeah. Aberrations are not on the list.
If I may,
So,
Dispel magic.
Right.
we could also take the body with us and use it to blow up my dickhead boss.
That was what I was thinking. Like,
do
this is
this.
a grenade.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Really
I can survive.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, body in someone's bag or his shithole, whatever, we take it with. If things aren't going well with if things are going well with the Lord of
Was that
Bitter...
in character or out?
Yes. If things aren't going well with the Lord of Bitter Frost, like, I can hide behind something because it also said Fae.
Yeah, it said Fey, Fiend, Celestial.
So,
I can survive one hit from anything.
I'm saying, like,
Oh.
we could use it to blow up the Fae, dude.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Like,
But I'm seriously thinking about this in terms of this is a grenade with a very complicated detonation.
All right, so I'm
Absolutely.
just putting a
You're
hash
right.
mark next to that one. That one requires some careful thought. What
Yeah.
else?
So go ahead and write down however you wish to want to label this, but it
Orc
will.
King grenade. It's the holy hand grenade.
can you
Celestial
put
Fiend
parentheses
and
armor
Undead.
so we know signs?
Yes, exactly.
Celestial Fiend and Fae. Sorry, my bad.
Can you shadow step and just choose not to
If
bring
removed
anything?
without consent
That's
of
what I
the
was
current
thinking.
owner.
I wonder if I could
Alive
misty
or
step
dead.
and take the body with me. Just leave the armor.
DC 20 Wisdom saving throw. Half on success. 10 D6 force damage.
Ooh.
Disintegrated if dropped to 0.
Just roll use magic device and
Okay.
Does anyone have any way to preserve the Orc King's body? It's going to start swelling in a little bit.
see. Personally, I want to take the arms and probably the legs off and just leave the torso and
But-
the head
but
and the
where-
sides.
The armor is,
Well,
also part of
Right.
the legs.
So, but he's going to start bloating.
Want to put him in your chest?
No, the chest isn't. He's huge.
So
the chest is
hang on,
only
I need
this
some
big.
clarification, and maybe I don't know, and that's fine. Does it say if it's removed by these things it blows up, or if it's
just removed forcibly by anyone,
it
that
affects those things?
Yes.
Got it. Cool.
you get the sense that this Orcan dude,
This was
Really?
not a pleasant person.
no, he was not a pleasant person.
He tried to command the ghosts back into their
Eternal
constructs,
servitude, yeah.
and I told him to F off. So
Yeah.
Yeah, or at a minimum, he
By the
wanted
way,
them
here's
to follow
another
him
item.
in his ghostly forms.
And I'll tell you this now. Since you removed the anger from the guy that you did,
Right.
there was a chance that he was going to throw himself onto the Orc King and force him into the place he was going to make sure he goes down with him.
oh, he went down. He
Yeah.
went down all right.
Whoa!
That kind of thing.
I don't think I
But
should
since
be
you
wearing
removed
it.
the
What?
part of him that he had.
You are not allowed to wear it.
Why are
It's
you
for
staring at
noble
this?
people.
I have a replica.
Gimme.
It's a simple thing, but it is the Orcan
What?
crown as a tribunal necklace.
So I'm just gonna throw this over there, and you all can decide.
Would you like to describe what it looks like?
What? Oh, so I like the idea of the beaded necklace that's just teeth and claws and and it rattles when you walk, you know.
Whoa!
See?
I want to look.
I'm mage hand, like smacking your hands. Just no.
I don't
No.
have the attunement slot.
It makes you irresistible to members of the same sex.
I don't need help with that.
I rolled a natural one. You can beat me on this. You can beat me on this.
Nobody already believes it.
You can beat me on this. You could do it. Roll the 20. No.
3.
So my natural one becomes a 10, minus 5 becomes a 5, plus 17 is 23. So,
You know,
oh,
you might have caught him on one lie, but you know, that
I
possibly by
literally
itself.
cannot spare the attunement slot.
I'm
could,
thinking of what I would give up attunement on for that.
That's nice.
See, as weird as it sounds, I think we actually give it to Heck.
Do you probably don't even have an attunement slot either.
I don't.
Gives you a 22
Would you
constitution.
tell me what it does, this?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
gives.
Oh.
David, read it out loud for the people at home.
Because we're freaking out and they don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
No, but it's so much better this way.
Right.
It extends your penis how big?
Look, we already know the size of tortoise penises.
Yeah, but what?
Yeah, hold on a second, besides this. Go back and watch
Maybe
that.
retracted if you
We are not talking about this again.
Why did I get the image of Rammy's speed as soon as
Oh
you
my
grabbed
god.
Is this Pasha or Palasha or?
All right.
Thank you.
This is the Orcish Amulet of Absolute Health. All
Absolute.
right. It does require attunement, etc. So that's going to be the interesting part, including the Tooth of the King. So, description:
just
a
yanked it out
tribal
and
Orcish
fit-
amulet made of animal bone, teeth, etc. So you already described it. An amulet itself is shape of Orcish rune. All right, here we go. So your Constitution score becomes 22.
It's actually the symbol of the the symbol of the king of the Orcish Empire.
Like you wear this. Congratulations, you are an Orc King.
It has no effect on you, and your Constitution is already 22 or higher without it. Additionally, while wearing this attunement, you are subject to magical effect that allows you to make a strength or Constitution saving throw that only take half damage. Instead, take no damage if you succeed on the saving throw.
Yeah.
Plus your rage.
Do you have the attunement slot?
I'm going to see if I can find one.
Because I have an
I
attunement slot
really-
right now.
This
Good idea.
would be great if I go back to my home mine and deal with the orcs.
Oh yeah.
Would be a lot of fun. All right. So what else do we have? We have mage armor. We have the magic exploding grenade armor. We have 6 royal guard swords. We have a bunch of coins. Anything else? We have the rune stones.
Yeah, you have the runic stones. Yes. Apart from that, there's a couple other things.
Oh,
And with your
I could
passive,
totally free up a slot for that.
You find a weird, like, clay jar that has very small bars to them. That has. At first, you're like, "Oh, those are dried up worms," and then you start to see them moving.
I can.
And then you find a pouch of dust, and another pouch of dust on various guards.
Dust of deliciousness.
I dibs all dust.
You are the dust lady. Got it.
I have been very successful with my dust.
You have been incredibly successful with your dust. This is very true.
Yeah.
All right. So just start making Arcana rolls.
Yes.
All
All right.
Well, jar first.
The jar of metal worms.
Okay.
Metal worms.
We'll put it on the coat on the turtle.
24.
24. There's 2 of them entirely.
Taking your
I
Pass it
can't
over.
believe I'm going to do this.
He takes
Alright.
off his dwarven belt. You want to wear the dwarven belt?
And the gut just over.
He might grow a beard.
Anyway,
I'm not wearing anything that
You're
he's
removing-
you can prestidigitate it.
not enough.
Dagger holding.
All right. All right.
Actually, have you ever taken that off?
Since
I'm
you got it, you
fairly
have to take it
certain
off.
that that is so rank,
No,
it
I
don't think I
cannot
do.
be
It
clean.
is like the worst jock strap.
Oh, it's a
It's
belt!
a belt.
Well, like, think about it. You go,
No wonder it felt like it was riding up.
but think about it. Like, you just,
He was
it's,
wearing it over his shoulder between his legs.
it's leather and
So like
stone.
one portion of it's almost eaten away.
Dave, just put this in your mind. Leather and stone on a turtle's abs, essentially, right? That you've always gone into rivers, you've gone into muck, you've bled into it, and you've gone into swamps.
That's like a New York cab driver's seat.
Yeah.
And
when
you've
you
never
undo it-
hosed it off. It's a New York cab driver seat that you've
Fine.
never hosed off.
It's, and as soon as you remove
not
it,
enough.
there is a layer of,
Not enough.
of
It's not
greasy
enough.
slime on the belly of where this thing was covering.
Oh, jeez.
So it's very
I'm
resistant.
freaking out.
Here we go. All right, belt. I
Like,
can't
I'm
believe
just
I
like, I'm gonna lose respectability bringing him
20 for
through
both
the...
of the dusts.
Here you go.
That's yours.
And it's kind of
Can I
funny.
have the dust, or are we...
Let's see what they are.
Yeah, one of them you're like, oh, it might be a drug. It's kind of like a drug, actually.
Dust, give me dust.
He's my drug. Do you want it?
That's in my bag of holding, so I have it.
Give me.
All right.
There's very few things I
Question to
care
the
about.
DM. Do I change my Constitution hit dice?
You change your hit
cool.
points.
So, all right, what was your
My hit
original
points, yeah.
constitution?
I was running at 18 because of the
Dwarven belt.
So
The
we'll just go from
dwarven
18 to 22.
Dwarven board.
Because that's going to be changing
I will
your
never use it.
HP by a factor of 2 per level.
You can distribute it.
2 per level, no matter
His
whether.
modifier-
So 18,
Go from
19,
4.
20, 20, 22, right? Or was it 24?
His modifier is going
18
to
to
go from
22.
26. So yeah, you're right. 2 per level. 2 more per level.
Really useful.
Hold on.
It goes to 22.
Yeah, it goes to 22.
2 per level. See, I was thinking,
Yeah.
take the belt off. That's going to go down by 2.
Oh, it's good.
There's
Yeah,
no
I'm
need
sorry.
to do that,
Oh, yeah.
essentially.
No need to
So
do
just do 2 per level on top of what you already have.
Got it. So I'm level 14 equivalent, so therefore.
That's actually really
28.
28 more. Good God.
Yeah. So add 28 hit points at the end of the
He has
achievement
just
process.
gone over 200.
Yes, I have.
I haven't hit triple digits yet.
And guess what? I'm never taking this off either.
Going to roll a Constitution saving throw
Oh.
This new
right.
with the new con.
So add 2 to whatever your thing says.
Right. And I don't have advantage on this.
Yes, you do.
Natural
you have
20.
advantage on all con saving throws because of that stupid belt.
That you
That
just took
stupid,
off.
That I just-
that stupid thing.
The necklace.
Doesn't matter. I rolled natural
Yeah.
20 anyway.
Okay.
No, this is not a match. Well, okay. And so natural 20, which brings it to
25 with the 5 bonus, and then I have a +9 on my Constitution, so it would be +11, right?
Yes.
yes.
So that would be 31
36.
plus the 5 homebrew.
You needed a
36.
30.
Wow.
You activate the next step of this orcish crown, essentially.
It crawls into your head.
Yeah, it becomes your skull. No, you no longer age.
No! Take it off him
I
right
told
now!
you I'm never taking this off.
And you know
I
that
was ready to wear it, but
I guess that's understandably that
We
keeps
have to
eternal
deal
servitude.
with him for forever.
we don't. Just because he never ages doesn't mean he's not going to die.
Hey, join the club. I don't age either.
You're
Yeah.
annoying.
And now you understand why the Orc King was here for so damn
So long.
I mean,
Wow.
also
It also
just 'cause
brings
he
up
was
the
a
grim
twat.
idea of orcish nature of, if you're going to take this crown, this necklace, you have to rip it off of me.
Yep. All right. So
The downside is if you ever take it off after your natural aging process,
You die.
you accelerated death.
Wait, did that corpse just turn into dust?
Not dust, but a hollowed husk.
Okay, I was going to
That
say,
the
that
armor
triggered
itself-
the armor. Oh,
Yeah,
shit!
as the armor, it's a weird thing. The armor is like sucking the loose skin to it. So like the various areas that are not connected to the armor has mummified, but it's still like stapled to the actual armor itself.
Oh, goody.
I hope that armor's easy to take off.
Orc jerky.
At least it'll be easy to take the guy out of the
the
armor.
nice part is that these teeth and such, they suit me.
It doesn't match your aesthetic, yeah.
They-
Sorry, I'm.
Sorry, I'm feeling a little. Here we are.
Are you,
Here we are.
Are you popping your shell?
Anyone
This
have
is-
a mirror? Anyone have a mirror?
There you go.
Is that what's his pocket?
So I could.
Yeah, that's my fist.
What a name.
Because I like doing that.
Anything else?
So 28 on top of that, and I just went over.
Yeah.
Now after the attunement period, which is after our long rest. So
It's an hour.
I like my jump back too much to
Technically,
get rid
he
of
was
it
a
before
20,
tonight.
but the character sheet was already printed when he was 19.
I
'Cause
thought-
that was
Having
before his
memorability
time.
is.
I thought
too good.
attunement was an hour.
Actually, jump back is
Attunement is an
attunement.
hour.
Okay, not a long rest. It's an hour. David, attunement is an hour,
Ah,
not a long
very
rest.
good, very good.
I was in a chat room with some Wizards developers, and they were like, all right, what's the one thing you would remove from 5th edition to make it better? And universally, everyone's like,
Short rest.
attunement slots.
Ah,
Like, it's just a stupid arbitrary rule, because
Well,
some
it-
items have it and some intended don't. It's like,
It was in it's
Some
intended
items
to
are
balance.
really,
It's
really
intended to
good
balance.
and don't have an attunement slot, but some items are pretty crap and have an attunement slot.
But you can stack.
I'm
You can
not
stack
removing
attunements.
attunement slots, you power hungry mom.
I
Yeah.
don't care. I'm just happy that I can heal myself almost to full with a single potion as long as it's out of combat, because I only have
80 hit points.
Yeah, but you also have 80 potions, so...
He was a chunky.
79 now.
Very good.
I like my jump back. That's it.
I was kind of ready to put that on because, like, putting it on him is like, you know, just making him more of a beef stick. But I'm like, yeah, let's just go that route.
I mean, it makes
Optimize
sense.
for what you got.
I cast Turtle Shell. Is that a spell? It's like, no, I just get behind the turtle.
Have you met Eck?
All right. So one way was the ballroom or the revel, and the other way was the library.
Yes.
If we needed to take someplace quiet to like get out of the way, I'm thinking the library would probably be the better option.
Okay, I do want to throw out, we're in the Shadowfell, a place of knowledge and corruption and despair, and you want to go to the library as a safe place.
Yes.
Cool. Yep. You heard him.
Because the other option is we're still trying to get, like, we did our whole mad dash through the ballroom to avoid the big portions of the revel. We ended up fighting the ancient Orc King. We met some lady with a bunch of birds, and now we're trying to find a place to lick our wounds and recover a little bit.
Oh shit.
Raven
I didn't
Queen.
need to put on I
Like,
didn't need
minor
slots.
illusion, fuck you, Raven Queen. Every time you're disrespectful to the woman I worship.
You hear
I'm now over 200 hit points.
the rage bead that is still on your body. Kind of sort of seeing the various bits of meat that it's been munching on through this entire experience.
Yes.
Occasionally biting you, but you have a hearty shell. Finishing up the meal with his mandibles.
Keep them fed. Keep them fed. Keep them
Makes
fed.
immediate eye contact to you, and you see a little, almost like a silvery white flare over his insect eyes. As a chilling voice comes over it. To be frank, it's quite impressive that you made it this far.
Wait a minute. Who?
As a familiar
Reggie, you can talk.
voice of the Lord of Bitter Frost
Oh, I was going to the thing. No, it's not the pregnant one.
Oh.
Are you the singer of Strife? No?
You can hear this.
The Mad Hatter?
Yeah, you guys don't hear this.
The Lady of Cheese?
I must congratulate you in your endeavors. Of all the cycles that we've repeated, I did not expect the Raven Queen to finally see through my schemes.
Hey, get this, everyone. Reggie, my Regipede, he can talk.
Sure he can.
Yeah.
Again, how do you survive with such inadequate servants, Nicholas?
Wait,
Can I
is it starting
hear
to
him?
hurt now?
Yes, you can.
Can we?
Can
I hear
everyone hear him?
Yes. Everyone can hear the beetle, the Ragipede.
Or the centipede thingy. Yes.
It's called a Ragipede. That has now snowy white eyes, currently seeping with cold energy, causing your fingertips to go numb a bit, is currently speaking with a familiar voice.
201.
Unlike some people, I'm able to survive on my own merits rather than relying on the works of others. What I'm saying is you're trash and I'm going to kill you.
Just broke 200.
If that wasn't clear.
I'm at
It's always
98.
The cycle demands it.
This is not a matter of cycle, this is a matter of disrespect and disregard for all of the rules of our realm. You pathetic half-wit.
Listen here,
You're doing-
Octagrain.
You're doing well.
I have no need of your praise, nor have I ever.
I can see in the dark.
At least that has changed.
Makes
Burn his brain out through his eyes.
sense.
I did not expect to have such an interesting person looking towards Quinn. The person that I was escorting earlier today had quite an interest to you. Why is that?
I think this is an appropriate time for it.
It's
It's-
the little.
Yes, but it's surprisingly less than that much, so please shut the fuck up, David.
At first you'll be afraid. You'll be petrified. All your friends will bleeding out there on the ground by your side. You spent all of your life thinking you were strong. Now hear my song and know that you were wrong. So step back. Get out my face. Because I got arrows, I got magic. I will put you in your place. So go ahead and run and I will count to 3. You can't escape my vengeance, but it's fun to watch you flee. Pick up your guts. from off the floor. I'd rather kill you cleanly. We don't need that blood and gore. Weren't you the one who decided to pick this fight? You wanted battle. But I'll just say goodnight, you poor fool. You won't survive. Between the Warforged and the turtle, there's no way to stay alive. Vedic looks through time, and Niquist can melt your mind. You won't survive. You won't survive. I'll roll Intimidate.
Roll Intimidate.
Considering we both just broke 200 points.
Wait, you broke 200?
How did you break 200?
I turned it.
Oh,
To the dwarf.
Because
To the
the nice
dwarf
little
belt.
thing about my vestige
Plus
is
6.
everything that is integrated
later.
doesn't require attunement.
We'll get to that in a moment.
I'm rolling Intimidate against a Feylord. Yes, I realize that, but I really wanted to bust out the song that I wrote.
Yes. What's
That
your
was
intimidation?
brilliant.
26.
That was
26 with
brilliant.
advantage?
Oh, I didn't roll it.
Dude, you did a whole custom song.
29.
29. And as you finish this, it's a solid half second as these mandibles. Okay. Now I see it.
Now I just so want to dispel
It was
magic.
still enjoyable.
Somebody to be
It
taken
was
out.
still enjoyable. The face that she made when you tore your in the. But I get to see it now.
Just
You are cordially invited to our celebration if you decide to join.
I'm gonna brain talk to folk real quick. Specifically you.
A mind link spell we should all just do every morning.
I
Ritual spell?
don't have it, but I am capable of doing like a one-to-one
you
mind
just do, like,
chat
a
kind of
magic
deal.
item?
And I'm
Can you
gonna
do
mind
that?
chat with you and say, you know rules of hospitality,
Yeah,
and
if I
you-
accept his invitation, I'm bound by rules. Yeah.
yeah, but also if you deny an invitation given in earnest, then you have foregone the benefits of hospitality.
So what shall it be?
But if I accept the invitation, then
You're
it's required
screwed
to go.
either way. Pick which way you want. That's what I'm saying. Like,
To choose the
angle of
I was
penetration.
gonna say you can either choose the barbed wire dildo or the sandpaper one. You get to pick.
so, especially given that you've done face stuff, you would likely have the understanding of how this stuff typically goes. If you accept an invitation, everyone is bound by the same rules, but everyone is trying to subvert each other and get them to fuck up. If you forego the rights of hospitality, everyone can just be aggressive towards you. So that makes it harder getting there, but it means that we don't have to play nice.
Okay.
Thank you for that bit of education.
So what
I'm
shall
good
it
for
be?
one thing.
History.
I believe I speak for all of my companions when I say there is not a device sharp enough, ridged enough, or great enough in diameter to prepare you for how badly we will ruin every possible orifice of your body when we arrive. So kindly fuck off.
We accept and we'll see you soon.
Literally, the bar kind of tilts as he's respond. Very well. And you are servants of Niquist, yes.
but she said it. She said we accept.
It does not apply to her if it's not a servant.
He asked y'all. I'm not allowed to answer.
I told him to fuck off.
I'm a servant.
I told him to fuck off.
She kept me alive. I'm serving her.
I'm a servant. I wrote it right here on my loincloth. It says,
Oh God! Don't lift it to show me. Why'd you write it on the underside?
Who's looking
So that he
there?
would be, so that he could remind himself. So I'm right up when he looked at it.
Does that work?
If
It
a
works for me.
Vincent could roll his eyes. Very well.
By standards of our realm, I have extended my status to cover these wonderful gentlemen.
That is a word, yes. Including the strange golden thing. are you doing with that knowledge, by the way? Knowledge that
Oh, you
gods-
saw that!
I
What a
saw.
shame. I was hoping that would be something more of a surprise when it happened.
Huh?
This won't be the first time. First time that the gods got intervened, but at the end they did abandon this realm. And it's only up to the powerful to feast on the remains.
What?
I
When the
have
last
seen.
time the gods intervened? What? Oh, no, that's
I
not
have
fun.
seen the
Can you
limits
set
of
the
your power.
Rage down
and
real
I'm
quick?
unimpressed.
It takes a few moments because it is a long.
The
Sure,
chain-
sure.
long.
And as it does, I
Shut
pick
him
up
down.
Charles,
Stay.
communicate with him a little bit, set him down, and Charles goes over and pisses on his face while he's talking.
Rachel.
Surprisingly, he doesn't stay for that.
And Charles will stop and press to digitate and everything, and here's your Rage-a-pede.
Actually, hold on. We're
Rachel
gonna have
is probably going to
Can I
do
have the
something.
character sheet for the rage pit, please?
Certainly. Because I don't believe the Regipede's going to be pissed on and taken.
No, it is not.
No, you
Sure,
shouldn't be pissed
but-
off.
It's.
No, I'm trying to think of what would the Lord of Bitterfrost do.
Right.
Here, go find it. I have it here. I have it earlier.
What's the difference between a garbanzo bean and a chickpea? I never had a garbanzo bean on my face.
Oh, see, the punchline I heard is I've never paid to have a garbanzo bean on my face.
Thank you. So as Charles goes up to a strangely strange, because X training is able to piss on the command,
Right. And with great accuracy.
and with great accuracy due to this. I can't believe you made me do that, by the way. A pissing montage in the Forge City.
And you thought it would never come in handy.
True story. He dog sat.
No, I just.
I dog sat and
So-
I taught her dog how to pee up a tree.
As soon as he starts, Charles, the blink dog, starts pissing, immediately this Rage Beam turns around and bites the back of the leg. And
Reaction to blink dog away.
Let's make a general
Blink
dex
dog.
check.
Yes, he
Roll a general dex check to see who is faster.
Make sure teleportation's faster.
Hey, this is why he hangs out in my pocket.
It's a buff.
So
He's
plus,
a baby. I don't want him
plus
to die.
4 for his dexterity saving throw, by the way.
Plus 4?
Yes.
Okay, then that becomes a 22.
22?
Yeah.
You definitely beat him. So as he turns around to try to get him in the back leg and inject this poison that this bead has, there's a and right on your shoulder. And the
Back in
blink
the
dog
pocket.
immediately has
Good
a
boy.
perturbed face on his
Breathe,
face because he just had to pinch one off, essentially.
I mean, he
Breathe,
can
Pixie.
land on the ground
Breathe.
and finish. I don't mind.
Yes, I did
but-
just piss off one
There's
of
a
the
few moments
ones.
in the year,
Yeah.
and he's in the corner finishing off.
Yeah. So. But.
What would. Right.
It's still amusing that you have that childish demeanor about you. Let's see what you have
It's
changed.
still amusing that you're talking. You do realize we're going to brutally murder you, and nothing you say is intimidating because you are a feckless half-wit. You mean nothing. You have only achieved your station through betrayal of those who are better than you. And you didn't even do it well. I can name every single maneuver you have made throughout the court. You are pathetic, and you need to stop. So that way we can finish what we're doing and we can come kill you. That's it. That's all there is.
Is that a promise? Will you kill me?
I don't promise that I will lay the final blow, and I make no promises to those who are so far beneath me I wouldn't touch them with my shoe. You get nothing from me.
But you get everything from me. As his eyes dissipate back to normal insect eyes, he immediately starts scuttling.
Oh, shit.
17-foot Warforged.
Don't push it!
Sparks make a general dex check.
Poor Reggie.
15.
15. All right. You successfully don't accidentally step on the bug. And you eventually do get it back. It tries to attack you.
I'm pulling out a little piece of meat. Like, quick.
Yeah, it bites your shoulder carapace.
Oh, good.
Okay. And,
Oh, good, he's latched on.
he
Good
bites
boy.
again. And eventually finds the meat pocket again.
Pocket. Oh!
That reminds me.
Yes.
Yes.
There is a meat pocket.
See?
Your HP pack.
Meat pocket.
If you so desire to keep it.
As long as we give it food, we do have some fresh orc meat here. Slice.
It's
It doesn't count as fresh.
It's not fresh. It's a few thousand years old.
Pork jerky.
We're talking about the king of...
Well, there
It's
was
a 2,000-year-old.
automatons. There wasn't actually
Yeah.
bodies.
Oh, damn it. We're running out of meat.
Quinn and Nicholas add +1 to your status.
For kissing off a
+2 to Nicholas'
Feylord.
status. Or
+2 or Quinn?
For Quinn.
+2 to Quinn.
Because that is one hell of a song. Thank you.
Amazing. That was amazing. Instead of I will survive.
You won't survive.
Wait a minute, you were at negative, and you're now above me.
I'm at 15 now.
Charisma is very important in the Fey realms.
I can tell. I'm getting 1 point through
So-
this.
With that completed,
Trying to make it a point.
you have your rage HP
Make
back,
it
seemingly
seduction
back to normal to its natural wild self. Excuse me. With that information on hand, are you continuing to the library?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And just a small little detail at the end. I know, shut up. You always have that little mental pocket of knowledge that was forcibly granted.
That was actually a question I was going to ask you: is how do I use that? How do I access it?
You know that the mental mind is there. You just have to go into it and see what you can grab on to understand knowledge that is not supposed to be known by mortals for reasons of control and power. Because even the gods will hunt you for this knowledge.
I mean, they already are.
It is up to you on what you want to delve into, but you do have 2 rituals at your disposal.
All right.
There are things we can, shore up this place to try and rest and all that. Is there furniture?
Can we take 10 minutes? I can draw a little, make a little golden bubble.
You could.
Well, we know that we have the map from the battle. I guess we could shore this room up with all the furniture.
No,
You're
there's
not
no
in
room.
the same room.
Oh, not yes. That's
We're
right.
moving into the
In the
library.
hallway. That's right.
We're moving into the library.
So
Do you have our existing reputation levels? Because
You need to keep charge of that.
I am pretty sure I missed one, but I'm not.
Okay, then
Where you
that's, you probably need to, yeah.
Okay.
And
are you
you've
at
been
now?
doing a lot of games.
The one that I found most recently is 26.
I'm at
You are
15.
well-known, reputable.
Okay.
Wait, am I visible now?
What is your number?
15.
You are barely visible.
These fuckers have to see me now.
I am 6. I am someone else's property.
Yes. You are a servant.
I'm gonna start claiming other people. You work for me now. Shit.
Okay.
Sorry, you're not well-known, reputable. You are reputable. My apologies. Because I have the chart here. Yeah, we'll get into that later. But as you guys continue to do what you need to do, digest the information and to figure out the next path of what you're going to do, we're going to end tonight's session here. A lot of Tash Power, you saw the dead shed their mortal coils and go to various locations of bad. And had a few conversations with Lord of Bitterfrost. See you in a moment, everyone. Till then, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep on rolling.
Bye.
I cannot help but notice the world is not the same as when we all got started, and we know who's to blame. No turning back now to try to be insane. For what's beyond the veil, too vivid to explain. Faceless behemoths haunt my dreams, seeking to steal my sanity. I will not stand down, won't back away, as long as you're with me. Together we roll, together we roll. I'll fight for you, will you fight for me? Together we roll, together we roll. I'll protect you, just as long as you stand with me. Together we roll. The gods look down on us, we're just a game to them. Eldritch monstrosities at their unholy whim. But we will stand up We'll shout a battle cry. The future beckons us and we'll stand unified. This